Today marks 5 years since my husband and I started dating. And so to celebrate that, I figured I would share 5 things that I have learned throughout our relationship as a Christian couple. So the first thing is that it is so important that both of you keep Christ first in your life. If one of you begins to idolize each other or begins to put other people or other things above God, then you need to redirect immediately. And something that my husband and I both do is that we make sure that each of us is able to have our quiet time with the Lord. Yes, it is important to pray and to read God's word with one another, but you also need that time by yourselves because God might reveal himself in different ways to both of you, and each of you needs to have that time to just fellowship with the Lord. Thing number 2 is to pray and read God's word together. So kind of piggybacking off of that last one. Studies show that only about 4% of Christian couples actually pray together. And that is something that has really just changed everything for us. Now, we're not perfect. Do we do this every single night? No, but we are working on it. And it has actually been proven through studies that couples that pray together actually have a better chance of staying together, especially in marriage. You are far less likely to get a divorce, you are far more likely to have better communication, and you are both keeping Christ center. The third thing might seem kind of minuscule, but it really is important. What you may have learned about one another at the beginning of your relationship very likely could have changed. And so those little questions that you asked at the beginning of your relationship, like what was your favorite color? What's your favorite food? What's your favorite drink? All those different things. Make sure that you don't just leave it at what it was the first time that you asked those questions. People change. And even though those seem like surface level questions, if let's say your partner's favorite food has changed, okay, it's really important that you know that. And so as you grow, make sure you re-ask those questions and see if anything has changed. I know it sounds like something small, but I promise that it will make a big difference because we want to know each other deeply because we're in love. And so getting to know somebody, even those things that may not seem super important, and making sure that you continue to know those things, especially if they change, is really important, and make sure your partner feel very, very loved. Number 4, I highly recommend figuring out each other's love languages. It is one of the best books I've ever read, and it has helped our relationship so much. Because how you show love may not be how your partner receives love, and so sometimes it doesn't connect with them. And you always want your partner to feel the love that you have for them, and so it's really important to know how they need that to be shown. And number 5, if you are dating somebody right now and you're wondering if you should marry each other, the best thing that we ever did was we read Ben Stewart's Single Dating Engaged Married book. It was amazing and it helped us through each stage of our relationship. But also, I highly recommend doing the Proverbs Challenge, especially if you're engaged right now, especially if you're thinking about getting married. If you can read through all the Proverbs together and truly dive into God's Word, especially Proverbs, because it is the wisdom book, you are going to be set up in a much better place than you would have otherwise. This is something that we did about 2.5 years into our relationship, and about a year later we got married. And I highly recommend it because it talks about what a woman is supposed to be like in the household. It talks about different ways that you can handle your finances, different wisdom-filled things that you can add into your daily life. And it also talks about different relationships with one another. So I hope this is encouraging, and I hope that you all will take some of these things and apply them in your relationships, and let me know if it helps you guys at all. And I'm very thankful for these last 5 years with my amazing husband. God bless you guys.